What's up, nerds? Mike here. I just wanted to share something with you that I learned. It took me 18 months to find the answer to this, but basically what I learned is why there's a recommendation from VMware to have different VLANs for your host TEPs versus your edge TEPs. For a while, I've been implementing NSX-T, and it works just fine if we have the same VLAN, so this really confused me. So I want to share the reason why. It'll only take me a minute or two. But before I do that, I want to say like, comment, subscribe. I'm almost at 500 subscribers. I can't tell you how exciting that is. I was excited when I got to 10, to be honest with you. So 500 is like crazy. But regardless, I'm thinking about doing something big, maybe for 1,000 or 2,000. I don't know. Maybe it'll be like a swag giveaway or something like that. I have to come up with some ideas. But if you have any ideas, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. That said, let's get to the topic of this video. So look at this drawing here. It's really ugly. It's probably the worst drawing I've ever done, but regardless, we have a few hosts. We have two hosts here on the left, the NSX-T prepped host, and we have VM-A sitting on that, and then we have another host down here with VM-B. We're trunking all VLANs to these hosts, and we're using VLAN 19 as the TEP VLAN for both of these hosts. Now keep in mind, we could actually use separate TEP VLANs for these hosts if we wanted to. That's perfectly fine, but in my case, I'm trying to keep it simple here. Now let's focus over on the edge now. We have the edge. In this case, I just depicted the edge VM itself, and I've put it inside of an edge cluster, and I didn't show two edges because, well, I ran out of space. But regardless, the concept is still the same. In this case, that edge has VLAN 19 also as its TEP VLAN. So what that means is for all encapsulated Geneve traffic for all of these transport nodes, whether it's the edge or these hosts over here, they'll all use VLAN 19 to encapsulate that traffic and send it on to its destination. Everything here works just fine. I've deployed this many times. There's no problem with this setup. But now I'm going to show you a scenario where it breaks things and why that recommendation exists. So let me go to the next slide. There we go, like magic. We have our same host we had before. I haven't touched anything on the top left with VM-A. Below that, we have our other host that we had before. I just blew it up to make it larger. And we still have VLAN 19 as the TEP VLAN for both of those hosts. Now, this time the edge is actually sitting on one of our NSX-T prepped hosts, and I call this the collapsed edge design. The reason a lot of people will go with this design is because they don't want to dedicate a couple of vSphere hosts just to their edge processes or VMs, so they'll just throw the edges on the same host where the workloads are sitting. And this works just fine. There's no reason you can't do that, but specifically talking about the host and the edge TEP, this is ultimately why that recommendation exists, because this will break. The reason it will break is because we have this TEP VLAN as 19 on not only our host, but also our edge VM, just like it was before. But here's the problem. Remember, the edge is essentially the on-off ramp to NSX-T. So when VM-A decides it wants to talk to the internet, which is somewhere behind these physical routers, it's going to encapsulate its traffic in Geneve. It's going to send it on the wire down to this host, and it's going to try to send it to the edge VM. But the problem is, because it's on the same TEP VLAN as the host is basically going to steal that packet and do nothing with it. So this is the scenario where it breaks things. So the solution here is pretty simple. You use a different VLAN for your edge TEP, and then you call it a day, and you're done, and this will work just fine. So that's all there is to it. I just wanted to share that. I was really excited, and I felt like no one else should have to wait almost 2 years to get the answer to that question, and I promised you guys in a previous video I would get the answer. I hope that was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe. Almost 500 subscribers, dudes. 2% of my viewers are women, so... Oh, I wish I wasn't recording right now. Dudes, dudettes, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care.